So what to expect for this week? No center rally, no relief rally. Market is dull, stagnant, it's boring. But nonetheless, I think most likely by January, okay, we'll see some movement. Okay, institutions will start to pile in again. Okay, most likely by next week, following up with Monday. Okay, and of course, we can see like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dogecoin. Okay, those coins that many are expecting for the price to hit towards the upside. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Still remains stagnant. Okay, and I think this is one of the most pressing moment for most of you who came in for this year. And of course, those new joiners as well. Okay, we can see the likes of stock market commodities like gold, silver are hitting new all-time highs, even like palladium. Okay, but unfortunately, we don't see altcoin season. We don't see like Ethereum even hitting 5,000. Okay, but again, we can see all those signs are starting to show again, especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum, showing signs of strength. And of course, accumulation for probably the one more last push towards the upside, which is the relief rally that everyone's waiting. Okay, so two heavyweights are poised for their weakest fourth quarter performance since the last 2018. So Bitcoin is down about 22.37, while Ethereum is losing somewhere around 28%. So if we look like the companies like Bitmine, okay, those are mining companies are also down. Okay, like MicroStrategy also down, Coinbase. Okay, any companies that dealing with crypto, exposure with crypto are also down. Okay, and then of course what we can see is like the stock market as well, also hitting a new all-time high. But of course we are seeing at the all-time high, which is the peak, which is also quite concerning. Okay, because if the stock market were to go down, most likely it will take crypto down as well. Okay, all right. So this is by Michael Van de Poppe, also one of the analysts, expert analyst and trader. So what is he mentioning about here? Okay, we can see there is a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Okay, this is Bitcoin against gold. So what happens if gold comes down? Bitcoin consolidates and this starts to look better. So yeah, I think most likely every time when the gold chart starts to go down, we can see Bitcoin starts to rally again. Okay, so that is the possibility here. Okay, all right. So I think most likely we should see January, okay, for the crypto market to be on the green side again. Okay, all right. And then here is that time again, January the 13th, which is the consumer price index CPI. So observing 6 months of patterns, Bitcoin has dropped on average about 5 to 8%. Okay, and then usually Bitcoin forms somewhat of a bullish narrative into this period. Okay, which is next month, you might see a hunt of the lows. Okay, so yeah, I think probably we could say that the price most likely to be bottom, or we should expect another one more lows, okay, before we see a relief rally. Okay, but the chances is quite high for a relief rally for January, because I think we have gotten last month red candle for November, and then this month again another red candle. So most likely for January, we might see some green reversal or relief rally is coming in. And then here we are looking here comparing with other asset class. Okay, we're talking about gold, silver, palladium, talk about US stocks. Okay, so crypto is greatly lagging behind a lot, okay, against other asset class. But what to expect for next year, which is 2026? Okay, a lot to catch up. So yeah, I think the pressure is on crypto right now, especially for BTC, ETH, and of course the other alts as well. Okay, so we can see like the crypto market will be bleeding, okay, into 2026 despite other major assets gaining. Why? It's because of the cycle, because of the 4-year cycle as well. Everyone is looking set to take profits. And of course, usually that is the end of the bull run, and we are transitioning to a new cycle, which is the bear market and accumulation zone. Okay, according to all the historical data, okay, Bitcoin have already peaked. Okay, all right, and then of course we can see here, this is by sentiment and analysts. Okay, mentioning that Bitcoin was trading gold and the S&P 500 stock market index. Okay, with both having made slight recoveries after a crash in November. And then what happened is that on November itself, gold went up about 9%, S&P gained about 1%, while Bitcoin is down 20%. So you can see the correlation. Okay, the correlation here. Bitcoin is not catching up. Okay, so that's the thing. I think people are getting fed up. Okay, so the correlation between Bitcoin and crypto compared to other major asset class is still lagging behind. Okay, all right, so next year, there will remain an opportunity for crypto to play catch up. And then speaking about catch up, I think most likely it is quite dangerous. And it's also quite stressful for next year because the pressure is quite high for crypto to deliver, knowingly that the 4-year cycle is about to play and is looking set to happen already. Okay, we can see already what's happening. So yeah, I think probably Bitcoin will do one more last relief rally, maybe hitting about 100K to 103. And then that will be the final, okay, final relief rally. And then we should see a last very big flush, including the alts and of course the Ethereum as well. Okay, so I don't see this thing is going to come back for crypto. Okay, and then it's going to be a challenge for the crypto market as well. Okay, most likely after second half, okay, where we should see the new Federal Reserve Chairman to come in. Okay, and then that's where things might be on the brighter side for the crypto. Okay, so that's the thing here. Okay, so when liquidity turns and BTC breaks structure, gold cools, Bitcoin leads, Ethereum follows. So what we want is the liquidity to come back. The problem is that most of the liquidity is coming in from the institutions rather than retail. Okay, and the institutions are already on break. So you don't get them at this moment. Okay, all right, so most likely by next Monday, because now it's New Year. Okay, so yeah, that's the expectation here. Now moving on next, right, we're going to see the Federal Reserve outlook for 2026. Okay, how does it really impact the crypto market for 2026? So knowingly that Jerome Powell will be resigned or probably will be left out, I think on May 2026. Okay, that will be his last tenure. Okay, and I don't think Trump will continue to renew. Okay, most likely there will be a new person will be in charge. And are we going to see one more rate cut before he leaves? That's the most important thing. Okay, so what happened is that this year alone, the Fed have cut totaling about three interest rate cut, totaling about 0.25 basis points. Okay, which bring down the rates. Okay, all right, 3.5 to 3.75%. Okay, and then of course, talking about 2026, there will be one more additional cut despite rates remaining at their highest level. Okay, so probably Jerome Powell will be mentioning one more rate cut before he leaves. Okay, that will be end of May. All right, and then of course, talking about other candidates as well, that could be another game changer. Okay, so Trump is already aligning a few candidates to actually take over from Jerome Powell. Okay, so what will the Fed do in early 2026? What is it all about and what is the plan here? Okay, so there'll be another Fed meeting coming in on 27 and 28, okay, January, which is next month. Okay, and then of course, CME Group shows investors predict only a 20% probability of another 25 basis point rate cut. Okay, so probably there'll be another rate cut, maybe Q1, end of Q1 or probably Q2. Okay, but following on January, I don't think there'll be another rate cut again because they just did for this month alone. Okay, for December. Okay, so yeah, overall we can see this is the dot plot for December, showing each policymaker interest rate projection. Okay, shows remarkable division with equal number, projecting 0, 1, 2 rate cuts. Okay, so this is the one right now. Here we can see like 1, 2, okay, with 4, there are 3 dots here. Okay, these are all the probability, okay, for the rate cuts as well. Okay, so yeah, another thing here is that hoping for 2 rate cuts for this year, for 2026. Okay, so the Fed is likely to deliver 2 rate cuts in 2026. Fed will probably take a break in January, which is true. Okay, followed by 1 rate cut in March. Okay, so that will be end of Q1. There will be another 1 more rate cut. Okay, there could be another probability. Okay, so that's the expectation here. And then, of course, we are talking about the stimulus check coming in from Trump's administration, where they're going to give, I think, $2,000 for all Americans. That will be second half of the year. So all these things will take into account. Most likely, market will be pricing in all these events. Then I think most likely after second half, the market will continue to recover, continue to be bullish again. Okay, and then moving on next with the on-chain analysis. So on-chain analysis, we can see here. Okay, talking about the correlation okay, between Bitcoin, crypto, and others as well. Talk about gold, S&P 500, and of course, like silver as well. So if you look at the comparison, okay, gold have rallied about 9%, S&P 500 1%, while Bitcoin is actually down, okay, down 20%. Okay, so you can see here, okay, this is the chart since the start of November. Okay, this was the crash on November 21st. Went down. What happened is that S&P went up, and gold also went up. Again, then Bitcoin is down and it's remained stagnant. That was somewhere around 10th of December, right? It's supposed to go, it's supposed to follow. And after that, it cut down, breaks down after 10th of December, right? It's supposed to follow, right? So January, I think probably we should see some movement, big movement. Okay, so I think you have to be prepared for all scenarios, whether it's bullish or bearish. Okay, if it's bullish, then I think probably maybe you might want to plan your exit strategy. Okay, if this is the relief rally that everyone is waiting, rather than continue to hold, okay, and then having no clear indication, okay, about your outs, plus your portfolio as well. How are you going to plan for the next cycle? That's the most important thing. And then next, again, coming in from this guy, psychedelic, is the bottom in. Is a crypto market finally bottom and can able to get our relief rally that we want, that we've been waiting for. Okay, so what do we see here? Okay, right. So this data set claims that bottom is in. Okay, but never actually claimed this. Okay, why? Because this is the data from 10 years ago, 10 years of Bitcoin price action. Okay, so every time Bitcoin has bottomed, but gone on to make new lows without first breaking trend, right? Which is oftentimes happens. And then it has done so within a maximum of 35 days from the initial bottom. Until now, we have already passed additional 5 days. We are now at 40 days. There have been times that Bitcoin has bottomed, broken trend and pushed higher, and then gone on to make new lows, which is also quite true. So we're going to see here. Okay, so yeah, it's slightly down like below 90K consolidation. And this is a bearish flag pattern if you look at it. Okay, if you look from here, most likely it might dip one more lows compared to this previous chart here. Okay, price action. Yeah, probably it might dip below 80K, right? If that's the worst case scenario. Or if not, it will continue to rally, get the relief rally, hit about 100K, 105. Okay, and then we go down again. So that is the bullish and bearish scenario here. The worst case scenario will break below. And then finally we bottom and then we rally for the relief rally. That is the worst case scenario, okay, for this round. And then talking about CryptoCon, yet again, he's been delivering on and off again, and people still hating on him. Again, right? So yeah, I think this is the indication that you can able to look for, can able to benchmark as well. Okay, so there are a few levels that you need to watch: 62, 43, and 27. Okay, for the bear market indication, bear market levels. Okay, look at the past historical data. Okay, look at the orange line, light orange, and this is a dark orange, and this is the green line. Okay, so yeah, if you look at all those historical data, it tends to retest all these lines here. So I think as the cycle progresses, I think these lines will continue to increase towards the upside as well, continue to go up. So should we see at 62, okay, and then 43 and 27? I think 27, I don't think it will be likely. Maybe black swan, okay. So realistically, probably 62K most likely to hit, or probably worse is like 50. Okay, 50, 60, that should be an ideal area to to consider. Okay, and also of course to accumulate as well at the range, rather than going back to 27K. Okay, so yeah, these are the range that you can able to watch out for. Yeah, of course, and of course there are some people who are not able to accept, right? Like, this kind of people, are you high? Okay, sounds like someone's trying to predict the unpredictable. Yeah, because I think for those of you who have come in probably for this cycle, you have not experienced the full cycle. Okay, then this is probably a new user. Probably this person have came in probably this cycle, or probably last cycle at the peak, right, of 2024, right, or the end of 2024, or probably the Q1 or Q2 of 2025. Okay, so some of them are in denial. They cannot able to adapt, and they think that the market will continue to go up. Okay, and nothing is going to fall. That's a problem with most people. So you have to understand there is a season of bull, there's a season of bear. So you have to adapt on the market condition rather than having copium or denial phase. That's the thing. Okay, and it's very, very dangerous. And then next year, talking about airdrops. So finally, if you have been doing lighter trading, okay, you have already airdrop, okay, and you can able to check your wallet, lighter wallet. Okay, I think they have already dropped. You've been trading on this platform. So 1 point is equivalent to about 20 lighter tokens. So one lighter is equivalent to about $2.7 as of now. Okay, so yeah, that's hell a lot. I think for those of you who have been trading for 1 year, okay, by just doing trading on this platform, okay, they reward you with their token, and that's hell a lot of money. It's about 26K USD. And how much did he invest? Maybe about $100 or 1,000. Okay, by just starting to trade on the account. Yeah, in fact, I also share with you guys on the strategy how to actually buy and sell. Okay, one account to buy, one account to sell, in order to build the volume. That's where you get the points in order for you to get the airdrop. So lighter is also another living testimony after hyperliquid. For hyperliquid, also people make life-changing money. So this is the next one, which is lighter, and then next maybe could be Pacifica. Okay, so yeah, congratulations once again for you guys who have gotten this drop. Moving on next, here we have Breath. Okay, so you can able to register, okay, your airdrop if you're qualified for this. So portal is open from 29 December to 3rd of January. So still got time here to check your allocation, okay, whether you have qualified for this drop, okay. And then next here coming in from Mezzo, okay, registration also for Mezzo is open, okay, and you can able to register and of course to secure your allocation as well. Okay, so this is the one. Then next year coming in from Noble. So I think you have like 2 days to actually claim the points. I think this point is quite crucial. If you have been doing on this platform, you might want to go and claim, because these points most likely will be converted into airdrop. Okay, so if you have been actively doing on Noble, you might want to go and check for this. Okay, so that is Noble. And then moving on next with the coin market cap. So we can see here, BTC is somewhere around 88.9. Okay, it just touched 3,000. Okay, so gainers for today, we have like Chili's, CHZ, Story Protocol, 13%, Meme Core, Palm.Fund, 7%. Okay, so most of the alts are already down 90% actually. Okay, if we look at it from far on a bigger time frame, okay, these coins are all down 90%. So what you're seeing here, like 25 to 18%. Okay, all right, it's just a short recovery. It's not even that much. Okay, and it's already down more than 90%. And then, of course, moving on with the technical side. So we look at the dominance first. So BTC dominance. Should the dominance continue to go down or to collapse? This is what everybody is waiting for. Still hovering at the middle band. This will be the re-entry sell here, 61.26. Okay, if the price were to go down, or to retest on this sell zone again, okay, or if the price of dominance were to break down, you're going to see at 57.1, and then slowly to go down at this zone, which is the 54.81. Look at weekly time frame. What do we see here on the weekly time frame? Okay, price down consolidation, price at the re-entry sell. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there could be a sell signal going on there. Let's see. Daily also we can see. Okay, price hovering at the sell. So there could be a chance of the dominance to go down. Okay, because of this setup here. So the dominance goes down, most likely price of alts will continue to rally. Okay, and then we look on next with ETH against Bitcoin. Where's ETH against Bitcoin now? Okay, so now it's below the middle band. Okay, 0.03550. And then it needs to maintain, right, the support. There's a support here. It's level here at 0.03171. Okay, and then of course it needs to break above this level here, 0.04050. Look at weekly time frame. So weekly time frame is doing what here? Break below the middle band, pull back, rejected on the middle band. Now it's breaking down. So as long as it consolidates around this range, then it should be fine. Okay, if not, means might see lower levels as well, probably to hit this low, 0.03065. Okay, as long as consolidate, there could be a high chance of a reversal or a bottoming out situation to break higher. Okay, for ETH against Bitcoin. Daily now is consolidating, is trying to break past the middle band. The next level you're going to see is the top here at 0.03461. So that's ETH against Bitcoin. So hopefully we can see some movement for ETH. Okay, so that alts also will continue to rally. BTC now 88.9, still consolidating sideways and still bearish. We look at the money time frame, what's happening now. Okay. Now, if any question, feel free to put in the chat box. I'll answer it later on. Okay, so 82.4. Okay, support, and then this level now on the middle band, 88K. Okay, next resistance we should see around here, 96.7. We look at the weekly time frame. What's the weekly is doing now? Momentum sell, pullback, consolidation. You can see already, the longer the sideway, the bigger the break. It's still hovering at this level here. It doesn't want to break. So this could be a huge, massive breakout that is waiting right now. Whether towards the upside or towards the downside. Okay, so upside 100.6. Now if it goes down, then I think most likely we'll test all these zones here, probably at 78.9 as well. Okay, that could be the scenario there. And then on daily, what do we see? Pump down, consolidation. Now it's above the middle band. Okay, now it's above the middle band now. Okay, then on H4, what do we see? Extreme sell, extreme sell, extreme sell. So this is actually a sell setup, but price is consolidating sideways. Okay, so BTC is sideways, so no direction at the moment. So do we see on ETH? So Ethereum. Okay, so price now is below the middle band. Okay, price below the middle band. Next level is here. You're going to watch 2592. Look at the weekly time frame. Also, we can see momentum sell, pullback to the entry sell. Okay, still consolidating. It's still forming. Okay, all right. We look at the daily now. What is daily doing? Also similar. Down consolidation, sideways movement, waiting for a huge breakout. So I think probably this huge breakout most likely to happen most likely next Monday. Okay, so we have tomorrow, New Year. So I think low liquidity as well, most likely to go sideways again. And then probably by 5th of January, right, on Monday, that's where the real thing will start. Okay, start of the new year. Okay, everyone is back to office. Okay, and then probably might see some volatility coming in again. So yeah, I think Ethereum 3000, I think probably it's going to remain stagnant around this range. Yeah, you can see some of the alts are slowly to recover. And again, okay, so we have like few alts that we can even look at. Let's look at Chiliz as well. Here's that. Okay, so Chiliz. So this one is a spot token. So many companies are using Chiliz for tokenizing their coins. They can able to create their own token, okay, own fan token by using Chiliz. Okay, so many football clubs, so many like basketball teams are using Chiliz for that as a form of utility for their fan base. Okay, but what we can see now, it is already down like 90%. 94 cents all-time high. Now it's at what? 4.5 cents. So it's like 95% down. 96%. So you're pumped like what? 25%, but you're already down 90%. So that's the thing about all these alts. Last 2 cycles, I believe so. This was like 2019 cycle. Okay, 2019 cycle. And now you're back down again. So look at the weekly time frame. This is the thing. Break now retesting at the top EB. So it needs to break above top EB for the weekly time frame. Look at daily now. What do we see on daily? Momentum, pullback, momentum again. Okay. So this is the level that you want to watch. 0.045, 4.5 cents. Look at H4 also, it's already breaking towards the upside. So it's short term on the smaller time frame is bullish. Now look at daily as well, have already reached at the top. All right, so these are the resistance zone that you have to be very careful if you're planning to long. Okay, so probably maybe it might come back down. Then probably to retest on this previous lows here, 0.038. Okay, that could be the last low there. Right. Then for daily, most likely to settle down this zone and probably this level here at 0.04369. Okay, so there's Chiliz. I think probably some of the odds are slowly to recover. Okay, and then of course we have Canton as well. Canton Network. Is it? Canton Network. Okay, so Canton Network, 14 cents. Lows was how much here? 0.057. So the all-time high was here, 165%. For Canton Network, a V-shaped recovery. So I think there are a lot here to watch. This is the previous resistance spot, 13 cents. And your current level of support is here at 14 cents. Okay. So overall, we can see, I think most likely is about to create a new all-time high. And then where is the next high will go? Golden ratio, next level 21 cents. Okay, for Canton Network. Now we look at the H4 time frame. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Reversal retest candle is formed. So probably might have a breakdown before hitting higher again. Okay, so your 14 cents and then your 13.5 cents most likely will be retested again for this week. Okay, for Canton Network. Then next, okay, I think we have Palm.Fund. SCC. Okay, so Palm, what's happening now? Palm. Monthly, you can see also is down. Okay, I think we'll take the longer chart as well, maybe Max C. With the one, 0.001. All-time high was here. Massive. So you're down about 81%, right? From all-time high till now, right? You can see here, a tower drop, okay? 0.02. That was the last support, now break, okay? So short-term recovery, most likely to give you around this level here, 0.002, 403 for the re-entry sell. So probably that will be the relief rally and then continue to go down again. Look at daily now. Break below momentum sell, move back, re-entry sell. So probably next will be the middle band. Okay, that is the Palm.Fund. Then look at H4 also, you can see. Okay, break. Now price trying to break past the top EB. And of course, this level as well. Okay, this resistance here, 0.0019924. Okay, so that is Palm.Fund. Okay, so what's next? I think there are a lot of coins that you can able to cover as well. Okay, Palm is done. Humanity Protocol. Humanity Protocol. HUSDC. Okay, monthly time frame, 17 cents. Next level here, we're going to watch is the 28, 29. Okay, and then your support zone will be here. That'll be about 11 cents, right? 11 cents. And then look at the weekly time frame also, we can see. Okay, extreme sell, break below the middle band, pull back for the re-entry sell. So yeah, on Humanity, this is the re-entry sell here. So there could be a sell setup that is going on. And look at monthly as well, so it's down. Look at daily now. Extreme sell, pullback, consolidation, price hovering at the sell zone, most likely to break lower. Then to retest this level here at around 13 cents. Okay, for Humanity Protocol. So it is already down. H4 also extreme sell, inside to break lower. And of course, the retest here as well, 16 cents, 0.167. Okay, for Humanity Protocol. Okay, so this is coming down again. So this is a lower high compared to the previous high. So overall, it's bearish. Okay, and then I'm going to look into Lighter as well. They just launched, which is quite good for Lighter. Okay, Lighter USDC 2.59. Okay. Oh, so the high was about what? $13, $14. So yesterday they dropped, they airdrop to users, traders. Okay. And then now it's at 2.59. Okay, got a better chart here. Lighter, big gap, big mud. 2.5. Yeah, so all this chart, I think recently just launched. Okay. It was the last resistance now in the spot. So I think this will continue to rally again. Okay, so we see on weekly. So I hit a $3 level, 3.01. Look at daily now. Okay, so daily, it was yesterday. So yeah, 30th. So it went up all the way to 3.01, go back 2.59. Okay, so yeah, I think probably most likely this one, I think will continue to go up again. 2.7 actually, the last price that I saw. Okay, pump, consolidation. I think most likely to come back again to test on the middle band at 1.5. Let's see. Again, they haven't really officially dropped haven't really started the TGE yet into all exchanges. So I think most likely by next week, once they officially launch on the exchange, I think maybe most likely price will continue to spike. And that's when the momentum continue to start to kick in again, right? So that's what everybody wants. Okay, and then we look at hyperliquid. Okay. So where are the rest? Okay, who are still holding and then not willing to sell. Look at that, $26. It ran to a low of what? How much here? 22. Okay. And then of course this level here. Okay. This was the current support. Now it's breaking down 26.95. Look at the weekly time frame. Momentum sell, pullback. So probably most likely to bring back all the way to the sell zone at 28.23 before heading down again. Okay, and then of course all these levels, and then of course this zone also. Okay, at $34 will be the next resistance zone. Okay, for hyperliquid. All right, so yeah, on daily as well, so you can see down momentum sell now is rejected at the middle band again on the sell zone. Probably it might go lower for hyperliquid. So what else? I think there are a lot here. Look at Solana. Solana, we'll go to 6. Okay. Now you can see here, this is the head and shoulder pattern. Okay. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay. So this is a bearish pattern. And now it's hovering at the critical support zone, which is this zone here, at around 125, 124. Okay. So if we continue to break lower, okay, should we see this level here, 101.64? Then of course on the weekly time frame also you can see momentum sell, pullback for the entry sell, breaking down again. Okay, so it doesn't really look good. Should we see a relief rally all the way back here on the middle band is 175 before we finally wrap up. And then BNB, Binance Coin, so you can see what's happening now. This coin, BNB, all-time high was what, 1,000, 1,003. Now it's at 872. 872 now, okay? It ran up massively, hit a new all-time high as well. Okay, now it's back down. So how many percent drop? Well, 36 all the way to 41%. Now we are back at 872, creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows. So overall, money is still uptrend actually, if you look at it. Okay, 710 will be the critical support. Look at weekly, break below the middle band, go back to the entry sell, and it's breaking down again. So as long as you're able to maintain zones, this 841, okay, and then of course leading up to this level here at 742, probably most likely to break higher. Okay, and then of course to challenge the middle band here at 967. Right. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today, guys.